Get some of that. Let me get some of that. What's up, people? Am I live? I'm live. What's up, good people? You got your boy Don Nichols back on the scene with you guys once again. God bless you. Thanks for checking out the video. Today's topic is going to be all about lawyers, getting you all the tips and tricks about lawyers and how to go about hiring them, working with them, what to expect, all the nuances about having your own attorney, paying out your money, and getting some work done on your behalf, getting some resolved, and having them do a job that you hired them to do. Why you need to know what you need to know about lawyers, the game. I'm going to give you the game in this video. So sit back, relax, and just listen and and enjoy it. Take notes if you're a note taker, if that's your thing. You got your boy Don. I'm from Felon to Felon, a non-for-profit based out of Chicago, Illinois, where we educate, uplift, and just help felons. We like to help the families of felons. So if you know anybody that's incarcerated, we help their wives, their child's mothers, in the time of need, really just being mentors. We provide them resources with the father or the loved one not being in the house. So we provide resources. We help them move. We help with do things along those lines for incarcerated people, and then we try to be the mend the relationship when the individual comes out to make it a smooth transition. So if you know anybody in need of those type of services, you can always reach out to us. The link will be down below. It'll link you to our Facebook page. Our website is currently down, but we have a Facebook page, which is a website which you can contact us on through, and you can see some of our work. So go check us out. Plus, you can watch plenty of our educational YouTube videos like this one. All right, that's enough of that. Let's get into it. Meat and potatoes. Hey, before you need a lawyer, before you need to have a lawyer, a criminal lawyer, you need to understand what we're talking about in this video. We need to reflect on what your case is before you even need a lawyer, before you even have a lawyer. Well, it's obvious that you already need a lawyer, but before you call a lawyer, reach out and contact your lawyer or anything, be honest with yourself. Think about your case, what your case is. Reflect on what it is that you've done that's leading you down to needing a lawyer. Reflect on that. Know your situation and your circumstances. Take out a pencil and paper and write down information pertaining to what it is that they're trying to say that you did or didn't do, or they're trying to, the law is they're trying to lock you up for. So first off, write down, know your case, know the facts, be honest with yourself, and just get some thoughts on paper about your case, pertaining to what the facts are, what they said, witnesses, and all of the nuances, just to recant and bring it vivid in your imagine, recall it so that you can be clear and have clarity, and because you're going to be relaying this information to the lawyer. So you want to know what the information is, what you should, and just have it really vivid in your imagination so that you can see all of this stuff, so that when you have to tell it to someone, you can make it sound like you know it. You can make it smooth and talk with give them a clear, understandable picture of what it is what it is that the police or they're trying to say you did. So that's one thing. Write down and reflect and know what you're and have it vivid in your imagination what you want to say. You should know what you want your lawyer to do. Now, this is real important. A lot of people, they they don't know what they didn't get in trouble. We know that we have to go in front of the judge, and we know that we need a lawyer to go in front of the judge. We need some representation. We see it on TV. We just know lawyer, 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 but we don't know really the nuances. We didn't go to school for a law degree. We don't know what we want them to do. We don't want to go to jail, but we don't really know what lawyers do. And that was one of the problems that I had when I caught my case. It had involved a gun. I don't even know what they were charging me with. So try to find out what your charge is. I think it was UUW, unlawful use of a weapon, some with a habitual criminal. All of these charges that they attack on, that they charge you with. Try to know those charges. I mean, this kind of hurts your feeling, hurts your pride to have that put on your name and to be charged with heinous and ugly sounding things. But try to get that information and write it down. If it's a UUW, if it's an armed robbery, if it's attempt murder, if it's aggravated discharge of a firearm, try to write those things. Okay, love you too, Mom. Try to write those things down and have it knowledgeable, and just be able to say it so that you know what it is. And I know it's so hurtful to say, and it just puts a bad reputation on your name, but you're gonna have to face these things. And it's okay at this stage, just knowing what the charges are and just being able to say them. Okay, so what do we want our lawyer to do? This bringing us into what my thought that I'm going to try to get over to you guys is all about. In your head, you can be passive aggressive. Okay, so what you want your lawyer to do? I'm going to give it. This is really the meat and potatoes of this. Um, of this. What I was trying to say is what you want your lawyer to do. Let's get to it. Lawyers do two things. Lawyers either try cases. Trying cases means you're going to either go to trial. Trial means you're going to, if you only want to go to trial, if you're going to beat the case. If you're going to go, if the lawyer's going to take your case all the way to trial, they're going to have, it's two ways you can have a trial, one with the jury and one with the judge. Trial means that the lawyer is going to try the case. He's going to try to not try, but he's going to take it to trial to beat it. He's taking it. You go to trial to beat a case. This is useful and good when you know that you're going to beat the case. They're lying on you 100%. The witnesses, something doesn't, you got evidence, you know the facts of your case, and you know if it's a strong case and what they're trying to say you did or not. That's when it's a good time to go to trial. So it's only two things you hire a lawyer for. You're going to hire the lawyer, one, to take it to trial and beat it, or two, to get a mitigation to mitigate your case. When we say mitigate the case, we are talking about to get the charge, the offense lowered to the lowest time served, the lowest penalty. So mitigation can look like you going from armed robbery to attempted armed robbery where you were facing a 6 or 30. Now they're mitigating it down to a 2 to 4 year charge. Mitigation can look like where you take a plea deal, some a form of, you got plea deals too. So plea deal is like you pleading and you taking a deal. So you want to know about these things. And it's another form of mitigating the charges. So you want to hire your lawyer for one to take it to trial, either trial, or you want to take it for two to mitigate your case down to a lower charge or a lower sentence. Or if you think you are going to get a plea deal, but you want to have some type of mindset of what it is you want to hire that lawyer for, to try your case, which is trial, to mitigate something, which is sometimes can be just going into a 402 conference where they go in and talk to the judge. Maybe you're, a congressperson, or you a pastor, or you're going to school for your master's degree, and you just have something that you can show the judge that they can use, your lawyer can use to mitigate your case to a lower sentence, boot camp, home confinement, probation, a lesser charge, meaning if you do have to get time, maybe you just go for 1 year instead of 3 years. Those are mitigating. That's what mitigating looks like and means. So you might want to get, so you can hire a lawyer for that to mitigate your case down. This is what you're going to get a lawyer. This is what we use lawyers and what we do with them for trial. So you might want to get a trial lawyer. These are questions these are areas you can hire lawyers if they're stronger in, if you already know kind of sort of what you want to use the lawyer to do with your case, and what you're being honest with yourself as of what you think the best outcome is for you in your case, having known what your case is and what you did. So you got to be honest with yourself. And I'm just giving you some mindset of what it is what you're doing when you're hiring a lawyer. And another thing, when I say be passive aggressive when you hiring your lawyers, with this information that I'm telling you, you don't always have to disclose this information with your lawyer, and you might not want to. That's why I'm saying passive aggressive, because you might want to hear what the lawyer has to say. Knowing this information, the lawyer can't play you by you knowing kind of sort of what lawyers are going to do. They're going to try the case. They're going to look over your case and they're going to know, is this a good based on the evidence. Once they get the discovery, and once they get all of the, they got to do discovery, they got to get, they got to get all of the information and the facts. They're going to know, is this a case that I can take to trial? Meaning 9 times out of 10, they feel as though they can have a strong feeling they can beat it, or if they're going to mitigate this case, meaning we're going to just go in here and try to get you the lessest sentence we can, mitigate it down to a least offense. Plea deals normally come from the other side. They're always the state's attorney, the people that want to lock you up. They always want to get a charge. Their main thing is to get a charge out of you and put a record on you. So they're going to be the ones with the plea deals. They're going to offer you something, some time. So if it's 6 to 30, they're probably going to offer you the 6 years because they're thinking you're going to take something. They want you to take anything. So that's where the plea deals come from. And then, your lawyer's going to bring it to you, and then you and him can talk that out. And you don't always have to take a plea deal. So I'm going to give you some more tips too. Hit the thumbs up though if I'm doing good so far. I know I'm rambling a lot. But hit the thumbs up button, man, if y'all enjoying this content and if this information is coming across as helpful. Another thing, another tip. I got more tips to come. Here is how it goes. Trial or mitigation. I explain that. Trial, okay. Evidence, be real with yourself. Explain that. Mitigation, boot camp, probation, lower charge. Explain that. Home confinement, less time, deal, some type of favor on your part. I explain that. Never pay your lawyer up front. Never pay your lawyer up front. Okay, we're getting down to some more nitty gritty stuff that I learned along the way of dealing with lawyers. Don't pay your lawyer outright up front. Pay them in installments, 500 here, 500, $100, 200, depending on, I had a lawyer, it was 7,500 for him. Then I had another lawyer one time, they wanted 7,500. So don't pay your lawyers all at once and try to stretch it out. I'm saying this to set you up for this. One of the ways, I don't know if they tell you this, but if you're in a favorable position, if you're out on bond and you are on bond, you paid to be out, you're on home confinement. This one is good for, I guess it can work if you're on bond too, but it's really good if you're on house arrest. If you get the chance to have house arrest, all my people that's on house arrest out there, this is for you. You get a lawyer. It's going to take some time for the case to get going. They got to do discovery. They got to get the DNA. They got to get all of this evidence or whatever it is your case involves. They got to get all of these things together. Let your lawyer, when your lawyer wants to, let your lawyer know you're going to go to trial. Try to take it to trial. As soon as they set a trial date, fire your lawyer and hire another lawyer. So maybe you've been on house arrest for a year. This happened in my case. I was on house arrest for like a year and a half. Then we was finna go to trial, and it wasn't looking good for me. They offered me all this time, and my lawyer, I didn't want that time. I want that 7 years. So I go ahead and I take it to trial. Now, right before trial, I fired that lawyer and I hired a better lawyer. I didn't even know what I was doing at the time, but I didn't know I was doing what I'm about to tell you guys that how I did it. But I fired that lawyer because I didn't like him. He wasn't doing good. He just continued me out. But it was going in my favor because I was on home confinement. So all of the time that I was getting continued out when I thought, and it was during COVID, but I thought that it was going, I thought he really wasn't doing anything but going and saying another court date. You know how that goes. So I fired him and I hired a really good lawyer who had another thing is you want to get you a downtown lawyer. Get you a lawyer from downtown. Don't get you, if you know somebody that's a good lawyer and they come with a recommendation, get somebody that comes with a recommendation too, and get somebody who, I'm in Chicago, so I would get me in Chicago, get you a lawyer from downtown who has a reputation and knows some people, and preferably Go after a trial lawyer. Get you a lawyer that says blank, blank, blank trial lawyers, blank, blank, blank trial lawyers in there in the title. Those lawyers pretty much they do good because they're used to trying cases. They don't just go and take plea deals all the time and just get their client and go to the next client. So I got a trial lawyer from downtown. I had already did a year and a half on house arrest, and I switched lawyers. When you switch lawyers, the case kind of starts all. That's why I say this is good if you're already out. The case kind of starts all over again. So I was able to suck up another year and a half on house arrest, and it ended up being time considered served. I never had to go in. I did all of my time at home in the comforts of the house. I mean, of course, I couldn't go anywhere because I was on home confinement. That sucked, but it didn't suck as much as being in prison. I'll tell you that. It did not suck as much as being in prison. So I would just tell you, don't pay your lawyer 100% up front if you don't have to. But I did pay off that first lawyer. I paid him off at 7,500, and you're going to need some money to keep switching up lawyers. So one lawyer I paid, I had money saved up. The other lawyer, he worked for the bond slip. So I was out on bond. I was out on 10,000. Really, I was out on $20,000 bond. But he seen that I had that much money for in my bond slip. So I didn't even have to pay him out of my bank money. He just worked, and then once the case was over, when I gave him my bond money back, I paid him out of the bond slip. So it does take some money to do it this way, but this is the way that the rich people do it. They serve their time on house arrest. If you're lucky enough to do it this way, well, then you know that's one of the benefits of having money. Another thing, one tactic I have seen if you're out fighting your case, and that's what we just covered just now, was that tactic about switching lawyers mid-case, mid in the middle of your case, switching lawyers and buying yourself more time on the outside. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it useful. I hope you got a more clearer mindset of what it is that lawyers do. You're either going to try the case, meaning going to trial, or they're going to try to mitigate it down and get you a lesser charge, a lesser sentence. I hope that helps you in searching and getting you a lawyer, hiring you a lawyer, or whatever it is called. I hope that helps you in hiring and firing a lawyer. I mean, hiring and finding a lawyer. Lord, I don't want you to fire them on the first day, but in hiring and finding a lawyer and screening them for their strengths and weaknesses. How are they at trying cases? How are they at putting together mitigation packages? You want to ask these questions, and because lawyers can talk and they'll spin you, and they know that you don't really know, nothing that they know. I mean, you go in the courtrooms, it's a whole nother language that they speak in there, and we're just, we don't even represent ourselves. The judge might don't even look at you. You might don't even speak, and this is, pertaining to your life, years out of your life, and so you want to at least have a mindset of how to hire the proper representation, what it is that they should be doing, to try to, work on your behalf. So hit that likes, hit the thumbs up button, man. I hope I didn't talk your ear off. It's only 18 minutes. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. I appreciate you guys watching the video. I appreciate you guys watching all of my videos. And, I'm trying to loosen up and really get good at making these videos. Again, I'm Don Nichols, the CEO and founder of Felon to Felon Inc., a non-for-profit based out of Chicago, Illinois. But we dedicate our time and energy to helping the families of incarcerated people. So we know that people are incarcerated. We know that your families still need to be supported. Grandma still needs to go to the store. Your kids, they still need mentors. Yeah, the baby mama still need help moving boxes and heavy refrigerators and just advice on things that, any type of help, financial help, labor help. We just try to help the families of incarcerated individuals. Maybe we need to go check up on somebody for you, get a letter, a kite out to someone, check on the family member. We do it. So we're all about helping individuals while they're incarcerated to, they can feel as though they can lean on us to support their families, or their families can lean on us to support them. So that's what our non-for-profit does. And we thank you for your time. I thank you for your time and for your consideration. And I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Peace. See you on the next one.